My name is Wendy Patrick, and this devotional is entitled Admitting When You Are Thirsty. Many of you might recognize this verse. Jesus answered, "Everyone who drinks this water will be thirsty again, but those who drink the water I give them will never thirst. Indeed, the water I give them will become in them a spring of water welling up to eternal life." That's John chapter 4, verses 13 through 14. And the title of this devotional aptly is Admitting When You Are Thirsty. Why do we need to admit it? Because sometimes, if we're enjoying a good life, we may not recognize when we're thirsty. Unlike the Samaritan woman in that verse, who clearly had a lot to gain through accepting the offer from Jesus, the offer of living water, maybe you are not in such dire straits. Maybe you have a traditional family, a good job, a nice home, maybe even a little bit of gas money for that nice car in the garage. But maybe you feel like you still thirst, like you're still missing something. It is not a sign of failure to have nice things and still ask Jesus for living water. To the contrary, it's a sign of spiritual maturity. Even if your life is going great, or at least pretty well for you right now, this passage applies equally to you. Because at times, all of us get thirsty, don't we? We become disheartened, discouraged, disappointed with our jobs, with our friends, with our circumstances, with our finances. We might have all the money in the world and become depressed. Have you ever wondered why someone can possess just a wealth of worldly things and still be unhappy? We ask ourselves that question all the time when we hear about people committing suicide or becoming depressed, when from the outside it seems like everything is going their way. Well, the answer is very simple. It is only through Jesus and his offer of living water that you can achieve salvation and true satisfaction in life. And guess what? That kind of divine satisfaction is totally unrelated to your money, your possessions, your job, or your worldly pursuits. How great is that? That is a relief to most of us. So if any of you feel today that you can identify with the Samaritan woman in any respect, remember that Jesus wants to give you the same honor that he gave to her. He wants to show you unconditional acceptance as well and quench your thirst for a better life. His invitation to come and drink living water is extended not just to her, but also to you, regardless of your circumstances. You don't need to go through life empty. You too can be filled. So don't be afraid to approach Jesus. You don't need to come ashamed or come defensive because you already have a comfortable life. You only need to come thirsty and drink.